My name is Andrew Hunt, and 1 year ago, I nearly died. And it wasn't because I had a car accident or got attacked in the street. It was nothing like that. It was because I had low testosterone. Yes, you heard that right. Low testosterone. And during the next 3 minutes, you'll hear a very unusual story of how a 55-year-old man, overweight with zero sex drive and borderline erectile dysfunction, miraculously cheated death to transform himself into a healthy, strong, alpha male buck with a flat stomach, firm muscles, and a roaring libido in just several weeks, based on research from a leading scientist at Stanford University. And while this story is very embarrassing to me, you'll literally be blown away, maybe furious, when you discover the shocking truth about why your testosterone is being stolen from under your nose, why it's putting you at risk of life-threatening diseases, why your sex drive is disappearing, and why your sperm count has dried up to a trickle. Listen, if this sounds a little crazy to you, I'd understand, but all I ask is that you stick with me for the next 5 minutes so you can see the science behind this method. Because in doing so, you're going to hear about some scandalous leaked secrets previously kept under lock and key by shady individuals. Secrets that are putting millions of lives at risk, such as how powerful conglomerates have secretly conspired to hide and cover up the deadly chemicals inside 93% of American men's bodies that is destroying testosterone and slowly turning us into women. How continued exposure to this silent time bomb toxin can result in obesity, diabetes, erectile dysfunction, and even worse, illness such as heart disease and cancer. How so-called low testosterone treatments such as hormone therapy and gels are directly linked to heart attacks, blood clots, strokes, and premature death. And how 90% of testosterone supplements are completely fake and useless. And in just a couple of minutes, you'll see not only how to flush out the dangerous testosterone-destroying chemicals swimming around your body right now, you'll also discover the powerful body hack I use to triple my testosterone levels and sex drive, quadruple my sperm count, and increase my erection strength in just a few days without using hormone replacement therapy, without using testosterone gels, heck, without even using supplements. This previously unknown body hack based on Stanford University research will enable you to enjoy pulsating testosterone levels and a powerful libido, hugely increase your confidence and self-worth, melt away belly fat and build muscle instead, just like it did for 84,775 men so far. Men such as Scott, who said, "I was on hormone replacement for over 4 months, and I kept waiting for all the wonderful things to happen that the commercials tell you that everyone experiences. For me, they never did, but instead, my blood pressure and heart rate were both through the roof the entire time, and I really thought I was going to drop dead of a heart attack. Not to mention that my ED got worse, and when they added another drug for that, I'd had enough. I kept praying for another way and found your website, which I was skeptical about, but I figured, what the hell? Thank God I gave it a shot, because this last year has been phenomenal. My wife and I are having an awesome time in bed now." Scott. Or Andrew, who said, "My testosterone went from 320 to 990. Thanks. I've been doing almost everything you've shared on your site in your free presentation. It absolutely worked. I'm in great shape. I feel phenomenal. I have tremendous confidence, and my passion for living is back in a big way. I owe this to you. Thanks so much. Andrew O." Look, just before you see how this method works, I do have to warn you about what you're about to hear. The sneaky low testosterone treatment industry has been making billions of dollars a year by touting their expensive, dangerous, and ineffective products to good, honest men everywhere, using deception, manipulation, and corruption that would make the mafia proud. And what I'm about to reveal will put their business in jeopardy, because the more people that see this video, the more chance that public opinion will pressure the government to do something about their dangerous drugs. And once that happens, the river of money these crooks have been sitting on at your expense will dry up to a trickle. So make sure you watch this video carefully, take notes, and do whatever it says, because I have no idea how long it will stay up. And because when you do, you'll rapidly see your alpha male confidence surge over the next days, along with the sharp spurts of natural testosterone in your body. No matter if you're 24 or 64 years old, no matter how low your sex drive is, how overweight you are, or how weak you feel, you'll swiftly ramp up your natural testosterone production, burn off your belly, and power up your sex drive. Listen, really quickly, I know you want to hear who I am and how I came to discover this. Like I said, my name's Andrew Hunt. I'm 55 years old, and I'm from a town called Athens near Atlanta, Georgia. And even if these days I can strut around with an alpha male swagger and firm body that pleases women and makes men envious, just 18 months ago, that was far from being the case. Back then, my gut was nothing but hanging over my belt. My testosterone and libido were in the gutter. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic and had a blood clot in my arm, a condition that ruined my health and ultimately nearly killed me. A couple of years before that was when this low testosterone thing started. I started to feel tired and down, and I couldn't always perform in the bedroom, if you get me. And I noticed I'd got a soft, round belly that wouldn't go away no matter what I did, along with love handles and a fat on my chest. When my energy levels dropped even lower, my doctor told me to use this testosterone gel that you see on TV. Now, I can't say the name of this gel because the makers have threatened to sue me if I do, but you probably know it. So I'd rub gel on my chest every morning before work, and while it did seem to boost my energy and sex drive for a while, I noticed that it worked less and less as the months went by, and a weird side effect was that I couldn't pee properly when I used it. Another effect that it had was that I had headaches and these aggressive mood swings. One minute I was fine, and the next I was irritable and ready to snap at my wife for the slightest thing. As I read more and more about the weird side effects of testosterone gels, I found out that they can cause prostate cancer, liver problems, and destroy your sperm. This is even stated on their website. You can check it out. And when you stop using the gel, your testosterone can actually go down lower than it was before you started. Not only did these effects make me very worried, but I was paying almost $500 a month for the treatment. That was nearly $6,000 a year out of my pocket, leaving me dangerously close to losing my home. So I started to look for alternatives. Stuff like supplements and advice online, but unfortunately the supplements I found promised the world and delivered sweet nothing. I mean, sure, they worked for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, but after 4 months of taking them every single day and hundreds more dollars out of my bank account, I was back to square one, tired and confused. And you may have heard that exercising helps your testosterone, so I tried that too. Well, apart from being embarrassed about my gut and intimidated by the vain, stupid gym rats around, I found it impossible to lose any more than a few pounds and even harder to build muscle, or even finish my workouts without feeling exhausted. I thought about hiring a personal trainer at $500 a month on top of my yearly membership, and with what I'd already blown on dangerous gels and useless supplements. Enough is enough, I said to myself. And after 2 years of trying different techniques, I started to get really frustrated that all the so-called solutions out there would leave you worse off than before, empty your bank account, or even worse, kill you. And all the while my gut was getting bigger. My blood sugar was all over the meter. My libido was non-existent. I was irritable and constantly tired. My wife had had enough of me, was even talking about taking a break from each other. In fact, she later told me that the only reason she didn't move out was because she was worried I was becoming very sick. And listen, I believe I would have ended up on my deathbed if it hadn't been for this weird and very embarrassing thing that happened that you need to hear about. You see, around that time I'd started to get dry and itchy skin and rashes around my body, possibly also as a result of the ridiculous treatments I'd been taking. And the part where it itched the most was, you guessed it, my testicles. My wife told me to see the doctor and get him to prescribe me some cream for the itching, so that's what I did. But when the doc had a look at my itchy rash, I saw the reaction on his face. He was worried, shocked even. He told me he wanted to do a quick check down there instead to see if all was okay. But instead of a quick testicle check like docs normally do, he started shifting my sack around, feeling and prodding everywhere. It started to get pretty uncomfortable. After a minute of this, I couldn't handle it anymore. What the hell did he think he was doing? "Hey, Doc, is something up?" I asked, pretty tense. "Yes, something is up," he replied. "You've got serious, severe testicular atrophy, and your testes have shrunk to the size of raisins. I don't even need to test your fertility. I can tell you're producing close to zero sperm, and you're in grave danger. Your testicles are actually close to disappearing." "Why, Doc?" I whispered, almost shaking. Look, your testosterone levels are extremely low, he said. As well as your testicles, weight, and fertility problems, you risk a whole bunch of serious health issues further down the line, such as permanent infertility, erectile dysfunction, depression, heart disease, premature death. He went on to mention a whole bunch of other nasty-sounding sicknesses that I'd never heard of, but what scared the hell out of me was this. He told me about a study that showed that men over 40 with low testosterone had an 88% increased chance of dying. I meant actually dying because of low T. And as a husband, father, and proud new grandfather, the thought of never seeing my wonderful cute grandkids' faces again really got me panicked, and I mean really scared the living daylights out of me. What the hell can I do about it, Doc? I asked him, my heart pounding with panic. He then told me I needed to pay for expensive monthly injections which would load me up with something he called synthetic testosterone. These might restore some of my male hormones, he said, but nothing was guaranteed. Apart from the price of this weird treatment, which was almost impossible for me to handle, I hated the very thought of relying on it for the rest of my life. Feeling terrible with a number over my head, and scared to death of injecting myself with fake hormones like some disgraced athlete, I left the clinic with his prescription and nothing but images of my beautiful grandkids in my head and the thought that they may never get to really know their granddad, who loved them dearly with all his heart, more than they would ever know. Just the thought of it made my blood pressure shoot up with anxiety and made my eyes stream with tears. And that's when suddenly I felt a splitting headache, like an axe had hit my brain, and I noticed my left leg wouldn't move and I couldn't walk properly. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital with a tube in my nose, surrounded by my tearful wife, my son, trying to keep a brave face, and his two kids who were too young to understand, but old enough to know something was very wrong with their granddad. It turns out a blood clot in my arm had slowed down blood to my brain. I'd fallen over in the street and was picked up by a fast-thinking guy who immediately called 911 and ultimately saved my life. The doctor told me I was very lucky. They'd been able to remove the blood clot right away, and ER was quiet that night. Otherwise, I would certainly have suffered a major stroke and could have died, or been permanently paralyzed down one side. 3 weeks I spent on that hospital bed, while they carried out test after test to make sure my blood was clear. And what was unusual was that they couldn't understand for the life of them how the blood clot had formed. Their tests revealed nothing. Until one day I casually mentioned that I'd been taking testosterone gel for a few months, and I saw the older doctor's face drop. When I asked him what was up, he refused to say anything more about it, and I was suddenly discharged with some blood thinners and no explanation. And it got me thinking, how the hell did this happen to me? A reasonably healthy guy who had no history of illness to nearly die in my mid-50s. It didn't happen to my dad or my grandfather before that. I figured that something had gone very, very wrong, something dark and sinister, and I'm going to show you what it was right now. When I got home that night, I instantly searched online for anything and everything related to getting more testosterone without pills, gels, or injections. First of all, I came across guys on forums saying shocking things about their experiences with testosterone gels and injections. There were a bunch of guys saying they had got man boobs from these testosterone gels, others saying they'd got erectile dysfunction from HRT, and even one poor guy saying he'd had a heart attack. Several said they knew of lawyers who were suing the makers of testosterone treatments because of their heart conditions, and some even saying they knew a guy who'd had a stroke from blood clotting. So that explained my blood clot and why my health had got much worse since using testosterone gels. And I mean worse off in every way. I'd gone to pot, and even if I'd somehow cheated death, I was depressed, and of course my bank account was a few thousand in the red. So to stop getting myself down, I started to look for some solutions instead, going through medical journals, blogs, and fitness websites. And that night I prayed to God that something would give me the strength to find a way out of this black hole so I could grow old happy and healthy with my family around me. And listen, 5 weeks later, after trawling through huge amounts of garbage you find online, I did find some advice that made some sense. There were guys on forums saying they'd boosted their testosterone by working out hard with weights, and other guys saying that swimming had helped with their testosterone. And while I'd already tried lifting weights a few months before with no success, I'd always been a fan of swimming. So right away I got down to the local pool and started going for it. Only every few links I would crash into the same guy who was doing some kind of vigorous butterfly stroke. think I was a real dominant kind of guy that you didn't want to get in the way of. An alpha male, you might say. And after what the doc had told me about testicle size being related to testosterone, I couldn't help having a quick look in the shower afterwards to see how his testicles matched up to my shrunken ones. And sure enough, this guy was in great shape. He didn't have to be concerned about what was on display, and in fact, he seemed pretty damn proud and confident about walking around in the locker in the nude. But hell, how embarrassed was I when he noticed me having a look? He came right over, looked me right in the eye, and I thought I was going to get slammed against the locker room wall. Bracing myself, I waited for it. But instead, this guy just said, "You want to get more testosterone fast? You have to make a few changes. You can start by destroying a chemical cocktail that's swimming around your body like a ticking time bomb." And this guy, Mark was his name, was a high-level medical researcher qualified to know everything there is to know about male hormones. And he'd obviously guessed what I was going through. I felt embarrassed, but at the same time, I knew he could help me, and I felt as somehow a ray of light had come into my world. I asked Mark to give me advice with this low testosterone thing, as he'd been through it all himself a few years ago. He was fine with that. It seemed like maybe, just maybe, my prayers were being answered. And what I found out every time I saw Mark over the next few weeks was mind-blowing. He told me about 3 dangerous chemicals that had been slowly but surely infiltrating our food, water, and lurking in our homes, and I'm going to tell you what they are and how to flush them out of your body. Look, these chemicals are literally castrating men everywhere in the name of profit, turning us into women, infiltrating the body, attacking your master male hormone. Chemicals that once they build up in your body can cause serious diseases, hormonal disruption, weight gain, infertility, and even cancer. The chief testosterone killer is one called BPA, a dangerous chemical that has made billions for powerful plastics companies. This toxin has made its way into food, drink bottles, plastic wrapping tickets, receipts, and countless other items. And listen, in 1993, a scientist at Stanford named Dr. David Feldman made an astonishing discovery about this chemical. He noticed that it made human cells react as though they'd been exposed to high amounts of estrogen. Estrogen is a female reproductive hormone, and when men are exposed to too much of it, they develop female characteristics. Their genitals shrink, their testosterone decreases, and they may develop man boobs. They start to look and even act like women. Once Feldman published his report, hundreds of other scientists started testing BPA too and came to the same chilling conclusions. BPA was directly linked to low testosterone, infertility, erectile dysfunction, and further down the line, cancer. And in fact, scientists at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control found significant amounts of BPA in over 93% of the U.S. population. Yes, you heard right, and my testicles had been soaking in this dangerous chemical for years, which explained why they were so close to disappearing along with my testosterone, my master male hormone. 93% of us have this testosterone-destroying chemical in our body, and the probability is very high that includes you. Is it any wonder half of the guys have low sperm count and low testosterone, or that we seem to be turning into women? I mean, you can see that men aren't really men anymore, right? When you look at the photos of men of yesteryear, very few of them were soft, round, and none had man boobs like you see now. And the stats don't lie. Have a look for yourself. Scientists in France recently discovered that sperm concentrations in men decreased by almost 1/3 just between 1989 and 2005. Another paper published in the British Medical Journal stated that sperm counts had halved, dropping from 113 million sperm per milliliter to 66 million sperm per milliliter in the last 50 years. Listen, when you hear those scary results, it seems pretty obvious that there's something out there lurking that's destroying our testosterone, right? The only problem is, our government has let this chemical continue to exist everywhere around us, despite the overwhelming evidence of the harm it does. They've done nothing to protect us whatsoever. In fact, I'd even say they're part of the dangerous conspiracy. This is because when Dr. Feldman's results were published, big chemical companies have bribed government officials, funded their own bogus studies to show BPA is safe, and worse, even threatened scientists with harm if they ever said otherwise. All in the name of making money off your back. Mark then went on to tell me about other similar chemicals that do a number on your testosterone, such as one particularly harmful one called phthalates, which is probably in your home, another one called parabens, which is in your bathroom cosmetics, and a few more that are in your food and water. Chemicals in your body right now that are slowly but surely destroying your testicles and manhood, changing the biology of your body, turning you into a female. So how the hell do you stay clear of this toxic garbage, Mark? I asked, expecting him to tell me he had some super supplement or medication that saved him. Simple, he answered. I have a set of rules in my diet, my home, and my lifestyle that enable me to stay almost 100% clean of testosterone-destroying chemicals. And I never deviate from this set of rules. Well, let's say I was pretty skeptical. I mean, how could it be that changing your foods and some products in your home could transform your life so radically? So I didn't really believe it, but I figured, what the hell? I've tried everything else out there. I've got nothing to lose. I went ahead and got every single one of Mark's rules down and started the very next day. First up, Mark had me eliminate a bunch of foods which he said were drip-feeding chemicals slowly into my body. That part was easy. Then he had me stock up on these foods that would directly target and flush out the dangerous toxins from my blood, my liver, and fat cells. I had to eat these every day for a few weeks, then just 3 times a week after that. Then he got me to remove every single toxic, testosterone-destroying product containing these chemicals out of my home. Well, I admit that this part surprised me the most. I'd never have guessed that cancer-causing, feminizing chemicals were lurking in my bathroom and kitchen. These went from cosmetics to innocent-looking air fresheners to everyday plastics and more. Man, you wouldn't believe what I had to throw out because it was silently sending me to an early grave. And while this meant I had to empty out my bathroom and get rid of a lot of products and replace them with different ones, it only cost me a few bucks and it felt great. In fact, just 4 days after starting this program, my package was already starting to feel sorta bigger and heavier in my pants, and I couldn't wait to make love with my wife. And I felt kind of more confident, stronger, and with new energy. I guess that was my testosterone surging nicely as I suddenly found that women were much more attractive. Sure enough, when it came to the bedroom, it was a whole new story. I felt in control, in the driving seat, and very confident. My body was pulsating with a powerful alpha male desire. I actually shocked myself by how well I performed. I lasted for a good 40 minutes, and I could have kept going. My wife was glowing for hours afterward, and I felt like we'd got that passionate spark back again. It was great. Something else that changed after just a week or two was that I felt like I really wanted to exercise, to lift weights like I did when I was a young man. I had so much new energy. And with just a few short 10-minute workouts in my basement, my belly disappeared in about 4 weeks. My muscles got nice and firm, and I felt supremely confident. I was looking great. I was sleeping all through the night, and people kept telling me about how I looked 10 years younger than my real age. My friends started to ask me what I'd been doing. Had I been taking those shots of testosterone? Was I on a new diet, they asked me. And when it came to dealing with people at work, I was a new man. I was calling the shots. I was clearly the guy in control, and people knew it. And when I went back to see the doc, he actually tried to play it down. "You look good," he said, but I could see he was impressed and perhaps intimidated by my new manly frame, my flat stomach and confident manner. But when my test results came through, he was dumbfounded. "Your testosterone was in the 950 range," he said, "and your free testosterone is above 45 pg. What the hell have you been doing?" He tore up my prescription and angrily started to grill me about what product I'd been using. Had I been taking illegal steroids like athletes? I swear he was about to report me to the cops when I started to tell him about my plan. My set of alpha rules provided to me by this guy Mark, who had helped me get higher testosterone, powerful sex drive, and the best body I've had in years. As he listened intently, that's when a light came on in my head. Maybe with the doctor's help and Mark's blessing, I could help spread this information, get it out to the medical schools, help millions of sick men all over the world, even save lives in the process. But when I suggested this to the doc, instead of jumping on it like I hoped he would, he just mumbled something about it not being based on medicine and totally ignored me after that. And that really pissed me off. How could a doctor not want to help millions of men improve their health? I mean, what was he there for? To push expensive, dangerous gels and injections on guys, or to help regular guys like us out? So I contacted some media outlets. I figured they might run my story if it would help so many people. But after contacting 10 different news channels, not a single one was interested. One of them even admitted to me it was against their regulations to talk about natural treatments for problems for fear of getting sued by pharma companies. And that's when I got furious. So I went to Mark to talk about making a website and a presentation to take this directly to the public so any man or woman can access it. Now, I didn't have the first idea about how to do this, but it turns out that Mark's son knew a few things and was able to put up this website and presentation for us. Now listen, here it is. The full program for lifestyle and diet that we're sharing with as many guys as possible is now available and helping thousands of guys like you. We've called it the 31-Day Testosterone Plan, and it's available through this website as an instantly accessible program. It's the only online method for boosting your T naturally to levels as high as those in your 20s, getting you back to being the man you once were, with a pounding libido, a firm, muscular body, and alpha male confidence. We've created a complete step-by-step video series and ebook plan consisting of groundbreaking and highly effective testosterone boosting methods based on scientific studies and extensive testings. In this cutting-edge program, you'll get access to a full 10-step methodology, which, when you follow it, will result in rapid surges of natural free testosterone within 3 days without ever touching any synthetic gels or injections. Listen, you'll also get access to a complete nutritional plan and an easy-to-follow schedule with a complete list of all the testosterone-enhancing foods and all the chemical foods you need to be eliminating. We've included a full list of herbs, amino acids, and enzymes that, when combined, produce extremely powerful surges of male hormones in your body and simultaneously flush the hormone-destroying chemicals out as fast as possible. We've also added a full step-by-step plan for cleaning your home and environment of testosterone-destroying chemicals. Many of these seemingly innocent products we all have at home have been linked to cancer as well as low T. Once you implement this, you'll feel a surge of new masculine energy in just 2 or 3 days. Here are some snippets of what you'll get. You'll learn to avoid the nasty chemicals in food and packaging that makes you 4 times more likely to suffer from hormonal dysfunction. You'll find out how a harmful compound present in over half your bathroom products that encourages dangerous feminizing hormones to invade your body. You'll learn the number one reason why the average 55-year-old man now has more estrogen than a woman of the same age and how to reverse the situation. I'll let you in on a sneaky technique that lets you eat lots of your favorite carbs and send the nutrients to the muscles instead of your love handles. And if you need to lose weight really fast, we've included videos of my 10-minute basement workouts that will shred your belly in just a couple of weeks, and even 4-minute workouts if you're pushed for time. If you'd prefer to pack on lean muscle as well as melt your annoying abdominal fat, you can just jump to step 5 of the program to get your muscles hard and lean. In step 8 of the program, you'll learn about my favorite discovery that can boost your testosterone and dopamine by just sitting around and doing nothing. Mark will reveal to you his secret alpha male moves that get juicy spark back into your relationship and position you as the alpha guy, confident and dominant. This is just a fraction of what you'll get. There's a whole lot more inside. It's a fully equipped system with every tool you need for tripling your T, flushing out dangerous chemicals from your blood, your liver and fat cells, reversing your physical age, and getting you lean, muscular, and confident. Imagine getting back the high, throbbing levels of testosterone you had back in your 20s. Think of being able to make love on demand with a firm washboard stomach, building muscle easily and walking with that confident alpha male swagger that causes you to become the center of attention in any social situation. That's what happened to over 80,000 guys so far. Guys like Todd Barnett, who says, "Your research changed my life. I was 43, in pretty good shape. Suddenly, sex performance began to drop off, began to occasionally have premature ejaculation, soft erections, and low libido. I knew my T was dropping. I was going to try prescription T, but I found your website. Immediate turnaround. Mark, I was skeptical. I work in healthcare and understand the anatomy and physiology. My strength has gone up and cardio stamina increased. But, most importantly, my wife now calls me a stud. Mark, I am so thankful to you. We are having the best sex of our 20-plus year marriage, and it's getting better. Not only have all the problems disappeared, I am performing better than when I was 20. I kid you not. I peeled off weight and have a six-pack. Thank you, sincerely. If I can help you somehow, please let me know." And Jean-Pierre B., who says, "I can tell you that after suffering 2 years of strong ED, lost libido and breakdown at 53 years old, my erections and libido are back. satisfactory erections at night and strong erections morning. My testicle size and weight increased too, and I have more semen. My life is lit up again. Thank you, Mark, for your precious help. Thank you, Mark, for your precious help and great website. Or even 76-year-old William, who says, about a year ago I had a failure to fire event in the bedroom, a problem I've never experienced before. I thought it was a one-time deal and forgot about it, until it happened again a few weeks later. This second crisis was the beginning of the end for me. From this juncture on, I was unable to sustain an erection long enough to keep a complete full round of intercourse. I was 75 at the time and concluded that I was just getting old, and these things happen to old people. This pity party went on for several weeks until one day I woke up and said, "No, damn it, I will not give in to this. I follow your diet recommendations closely now. I'm 76 now, and all systems are go. Morning erections are hard, and evening erections are up to snuff after a brief warm-up. Intercourse is now back on the itinerary." And as I speak, there are millions with low testosterone, huge estrogen bellies, no sex drive, and erectile dysfunction. Many of these men are taking meds for diabetes, high cholesterol, thyroid imbalances, you name it. These men could turn their entire lives around with this simple set of rules taught to me by this guy, Mark, in just weeks or even days. And it makes me mad when I think of the rich crooks peddling dangerous gels, rubbing their hands together with the billions they're making, while every minute there's another guy out there with testosterone in the gutter, on his way to an early grave and missing out on life with his beautiful, loving family. Look, you have to understand that this isn't about getting your testosterone levels temporarily up like gels, injections, and supplements can do. What the 31-day testosterone plan will do is not only reverse your physical age by as much as 10 or 15 years and increase your male sex hormones, it will keep it that way. It's not a quick fix Band-Aid solution that makes you dependent on it and needing to blow $500 a month every month. There are no grueling workouts, no bizarre diet plans, no impossible to find herbs or foods. In fact, you can even eat your favorite foods as long as you do it at specific times of the day. See, even if your testosterone isn't low, but you'd like to feel more alpha, to have a more powerful libido, firmer muscles, and get a flat, hard stomach, then just use this plan and get there in a week or two. And of course, there are other options out there, but which one has ever worked for you? Supplements are expensive and either ineffective or your body gets used to them after a few weeks and they stop working. Gels have some horrific side effects, as you saw with me. They can make you sick, cause heart attacks, depression, even lower testosterone, headaches, and so on. The list of side effects is too long to go into. Injecting yourself with hormones like a cheating athlete may work for a few weeks or months, but the inevitable end result, according to countless worried medical experts, is that you end up worse than before. Not to mention on the list of side effects that includes headaches, male breast development, even lower libido and hair loss. In fact, as I speak, the FDA is considering banning this dangerous practice. And of course, there are those internet forums dominated by baseless bro science theories where one idea after another gets put forward as a potential solution. Just because it kind of worked for one guy who is half your age. Hell, if you want to try this, go right ahead. All I can say is good luck. Or you can go with the 31-day testosterone plan for boosting your T the scientific way using an easy-to-follow and understand system based on university medical research that is proven to work and fully backed up by studies. A plan that over 80,000 guys have successfully used to add years to their life, get their love lives and bodies back on track, and get alpha male confidence and success that comes with it. See? Considering how powerful this guide is and how much more effective it is than any supplement and how much safer it is than any gel or injection, you'll probably be expecting it to be about the same price as 6 months worth of hormone replacement therapy, or at least a few $100, which is what most guys shell out for weird supplements every month. But for us, it's never been about the money as long as we cover the cost of distributing this vital information. That's all that matters. I remember how I was at my lowest point, overweight and depressed, with no energy, no sex drive, and no desire for life, worried that I was only weeks away from death or even suicide, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. When I look back and see the miserable guy I used to be, all I want to do is help him out. And if that guy is you, then I'll tell you right now, there's no way I'll charge you the price of even 1 month's supply of testosterone gel for this program. Like I said, as long as we cover our costs, we're happy. Which is why I'm not even going to ask you to invest $299 or even $99. Instead, you'll get full access to the program, including the ebooks, bonuses, and complete video course for investing just $99.95. Now, while I know you'll agree that that's great and you can't wait to get started, I'm going to go one step further and thank you for watching this important life-changing video and give you something extra. Through today's special enhanced offer, you can get full access to the 31-day testosterone plan, full video and ebook course for just $39.95. I'm giving you a full money-back guarantee for 60 days. That's 2 entire months, so you can feel confident about starting this program. You either get pounding testosterone and total satisfaction with the results, or it's free. And give yourself 2 months just to try it if you like. If for any reason you don't like it, you're not fully satisfied with your results, or even if you change your mind, just send us an email with your order number and you'll get a full 100% unconditional return on your money. You don't even have to give any reasons why. You'll get every cent back within 48 hours. Listen, if you want to make that change starting today and be given instant access to a proven, scientific method to turn back your body clock and get your T pumping through your veins, you can take action by clicking the Add to Cart button below. Once you do that, you'll be taken to our fully secure checkout page, which looks like this. From then on, after entering your information, you'll have full access to the system designed by Mark and myself to immediately start to reverse the effects of harmful estrogenic chemicals on your body, freeing up your testosterone to the highest levels possible. You'll start to eat to flush out those harmful chemicals from today. See how to avoid the imposter toxins that hide inside your supposedly healthy foods. You'll be able to remove testosterone-destroying substances from your home and keep your family safe. And essentially, you'll get a full meal plan to boost your sex drive, including powerful, rapid aphrodisiac foods you can eat with your partner. That's a ridiculously low price when you think it'll get you permanently high testosterone levels and golden health for decades to come. Fully involve yourself in your hobbies, play sports with your kids and grandkids, feel like a real man again, and surprise your friends and family with your new lean body, confident attitude, and boundless energy. And while $39.95 with the full 60-day guarantee is an outstanding value when you consider what you're getting in return, we won't stop there. We're going to go one better because Mark and I want guys to succeed so much with this that we're going to add even more tools to your testosterone arsenal, free of charge. So if you go ahead and start this plan by ordering today, you'll get access to the following bonus programs at no extra cost to you. Bonus 1 is the Quick Start Plan designed so that you can start right away, today, with a series of action points and a timeline to implement these steps one by one. You'll be able to refer back to this action plan whenever you need a quick reminder of what you need to be doing. Bonus 2 is an additional 3-part exercise video series with more rapid 4-minute workout routines to get you lean and shaped in record time for the vacation, wedding, or reunion you're looking forward to. This comes with your order for free, and you even get an ebook plan to go with it. And Bonus 3 is a 2-part ebook series with full questions and answer sessions with Mark and me, where you'll find all of your questions about both diet and exercise answered. Refer to this whenever you need some clarity on your program. As you can imagine, when this information leaked, the testosterone gel peddlers instantly got their crooked lawyers filing cease and desist letters to keep this information hidden from the public. The more people that are in the know, the less chance they have of succeeding in hiding the truth. So even if this site has been seized and shut down in a few days' time, at least if you snap up this program now so you can share it with your buddies and say you've done your part for men everywhere. Now you've seen what dangerous conventional treatments can do to a man's body as well as his bank account. You'll see why this is the real man solution. A one-time payment of $39.95 to cover our website cost is less than 10% of what dangerous testosterone gels cost for 1 month. Only 2% of the price of testosterone replacement therapy. And the same or less than 1 month supply of supplements that stop working after a few weeks anyway. Only this method is for life, and there's no recurring cost. Just pure science-based methods to flood your body with masculine hormones and to get your life back again. And of course, you can just leave this site right now and do nothing if you like. That's your right, but you'll know that if you make that choice, you'll have a time bomb chemical cocktail swimming inside you, gradually building up, camping in your fat cells, clogging up your liver, choking your testosterone. When all you have to do is flush out these toxins using this unconventional nutritional system, and your body will immediately turn back the clock, causing fat to melt off your frame, boosting energy, improving sleep and sex drive in the process. And what is the indirect cost if you would choose this path of not taking action? How much will the health care cost you? The diabetes meds, the high blood pressure pills, the doctor visits? Because for most guys on meds, the costs are thousands of bucks a year, not to mention the harmful side effects. Whereas with this, you get your testosterone and your lean, muscular body back, or you don't pay a cent. You have 60 whole days to see if it works. Studies show that men who actually take action will boost their testosterone levels in the process. That means that once you take action and click below and start this program, your testosterone levels will increase at the click of a button. So go right ahead, put your trust in me, and you'll see you've made an excellent decision. Here's to your healthy future, Andrew Hunt. Still here? I totally understand. I would probably have a few questions about this before starting as well if I were you. After all, you may see this as a big step, and for that reason, I'm going to answer any questions you may have. Here are a few answers to some of the most common questions we get. I've tried everything and it didn't work. How will I know this will help me? We know this system has an over 95% success rate. That doesn't mean it works for every single man out there. It just means it works for nearly all of them. And that's why we include a full product guarantee for your peace of mind. So if you are one of the few who doesn't get full and total satisfaction, you'll be refunded everything within 48 hours. Why should I believe you instead of my doctor? We're here to help you if you need to be helped. That's all. And this is our best way to do it. Gels and hormone replacement didn't work for us. If it works well for you, then that's fine. We don't want your money and we wish you the best of luck. However, thousands of men have benefited from these methods, and it would be heartless of us to not at least share them online, the only way we can. How fast does this work? You will see the first results in 2 or 3 days. Some men see results in hours or the very next day after starting. If you're less out of shape, it will take a few weeks before you feel your T start to boost. Although this method will raise your testosterone right away, it's just you won't feel it right away. I've tried everything. If it's so good, how come I didn't know about this? Let's face it, if you'd tried this, you wouldn't be watching this presentation. You'd be balling it and getting stuff done, or with your wife getting busy in the bedroom, because that's what high testosterone does to a man. Lots of people say they've tried everything before seeing this. However, when you see the powerful effects of the combination of foods and actions that will not only destroy the dangerous chemicals inside you, but will raise your free testosterone levels very fast, you'll be surprised and pretty happy about how it makes you feel. I want to know more about the guarantee. Sure. Well, when you sign up for this system using a fully secured payment processor, you'll also be including a 60-day guarantee with your investment automatically. If you ever change your mind, or if you're not 100% satisfied with the results, we'd like you to keep the program for free and refund your money. You have a whole 2 months to try out the program. See if it works for you, and if you're not positively bouncing off the walls with testosterone, you can get your money back, right down to the last cent, within 48 hours. All you need to do is email the customer service department, which takes you 30 seconds to do. How long are you keeping this available for? Obviously, sharing this information is against the interests of some rich and powerful chemical companies, not to mention the makers of gels and supplements who are particularly unhappy about the truth coming out. Who knows when a website seizure notice will hit us? That's why taking action now may be the most important decision of your life. I'm ready to take action. What do I do now? To start your new life, click below and proceed to fill in your details. Once you've done that and confirmed, you'll be instantly taken to the secure customer zone where you get access to your new plans immediately and start changing your life.